think design history is distinctive because it encourages a kind of incredibly wide-ranging approach to its central subject. It feels naturally cross-disciplinary, and I think that that's what's really exciting about it, is the idea that your ideas can sort of circulate around an object in any direction you like. I think that an official text, a written text, often only gives you a certain angle on society. It prioritizes certain voices, and even sometimes an elite object is obviously, it's geared towards a particular audience. But I think design history potentially allows you to therefore to access different aspects of people's lives, which you can't necessarily reach in the study of other subjects. In a sense, what I'm tending to do is exactly the opposite, which is to find objects that speak to subjects I'm already interested in. I'm particularly interested in consumption, in commerce, in packaging, in how you come by that object. But I'm also fascinated by manufacture, and as a kind of filmmaker, the visual aspects of making are always going to be incredibly interesting. Design history was literally the reason why I first started working in television. My ability to research objects led me straight to a program that needed people to find objects that were exciting and had discoveries made about them. Design history gave me a huge love of research and of discovery. And I think it gave me a sense, when I was working on it, that these were areas that were not well trodden. These were kind of wide open fields of things that people hadn't really thought about at all, and that could be potentially immensely revealing about people's lives and about history. I think what design history did was to show me that there were aspects of history that were fascinating to me, that I could relate to. And I think those were things that engaged me with the bits of history that I was really drawn to anyway. And design history gave me tools to understand the world through that lens. So many of the projects I've been working on recently have been quite investigative. In order to engage with that subject, you're drawing on a whole range of questions which I think design history does address. And I think thinking about objects, even if they might be murder weapons, is obviously incredibly important. All the time when you're working on a program which involves a huge amount of thought about different scenarios, drawing in a huge amount of different and disparate evidence, you are using a lot of the skills that come from design history, or certainly I feel I am, to gain a greater understanding of what might have happened. So when I'm making a documentary, I think that a lot of the time I'm looking for ways to bring an audience into a kind of personal connection with that history. Sometimes I'm looking for ways to bring a participant in the program into a relationship with that history, if it's their own history, if it's their family history. And so I think that objects are an incredibly powerful way of doing that. The idea that there might be an object that might focus the person on a moment, on a event, that might bring that spontaneous emotional reaction. So I think that objects are this kind of crucial connector to the past if they're used correctly, and these carriers of meaning.